Hello my dear children, good morning to all. Once again welcome back to class 11 microeconomic class. How are you children? I hope all you are fine at home. So we were discussing which chapter? Chapter number 3, producer behavior and supply. In this chapter we have discussed about production function. So what is production function? It's a relationship between input and output. Okay. So the quantity of output is the function of x1 and x2. That means x1 and x2 are input, then the output is the function of input. Okay, we know that production means it is a transformation of input into output. So an output can produce with the help of inputs. So output is the function of inputs. Okay, so that relation, expression of that relation is known as production function. And also we have discussed about short-run production function. So in short period, production can be increased only by increasing the variable factor and fixed factor remain constant. We know that two types of factors, variable factor and fixed factor, or variable input and fixed input. Variable input means we can change, we can increase the quantity of input according to the output. Okay, we can increase the quantity of input in order to get more production. That is known as variable factor. Fixed factor means there is no change in factors. There is no change in such factors according or is there whether there is increase or decrease in the production. It is fixed. Such type of factor is known as fixed factor. So, in short run, output is the function of fixed and variable factor. That is, Q is equal to F of x1 and x2. Here x1 and x2 are the inputs, and among these factors, x1 is the variable factor, x2 is the fixed factor. So, change in physical output of a good when one factor input is variable and other are fixed is known as short-run production function. Then in short-run production function, you have to study one law. That law is known as law of return to a factor. Okay. So before that, you should have a knowledge about some concept related to short-run production function. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about these concepts and also the law of variable proportion. So first of all, the concept of production in short run. So we know that the production function reflects the relationship between input and output. So this relation is explained in terms of total product or total physical product, TP or TPP, average product or average physical product, AP or APP, and marginal product. Okay, these are very essential for explaining the law of variable proportion. That's why you have to study the concept total product, average product and marginal product. Okay. So first of all, total product or total physical product that otherwise known as TP or TPP. So the total product or TP refers to total output of a commodity at a particular level of a variable factor when combined with fixed factor. We know that in short run, production function or output is the function of fixed factor and variable factor. Then fixed factor remain fixed or unchanged. At the same time, production can increase only by increasing the variable factor. Okay. So, total product or total production refers to total output of a commodity. Okay. So, in simple words, it is the total quantity of goods produced by a firm during a given period of time with the help of given input. That input are fixed and variable. One input fixed, other input variable factor. Okay. So, TP is equal to sum of, here we can calculate TP by using the formula TP is equal to sum of Here is this sign is denoted for sum. Then in MP means marginal product. Or TP is equal to AP into X1. Okay. Here we have taken X1 as the variable factor or variable input. So here TP is the total product, AP is the average product, and MP is the marginal product. X1 is unit of the variable factor. Okay. So TP is the total output of a firm. For example, here we can say you can see a schedule. Here first column representing labor and second column total product or TP. So labor, we consider labor as a variable factor. So here if labor is 0, the total product is also 0. Okay. Then the production or total product can increase only by increasing the variable factor. So when labor, the quantity of labor increases, the total product or total output of a firm increases. Okay. So at last the labor, 10 quantity of labor, the producer can produce 110 unit of output. Okay. This is the total product. Then next is average product or average physical product, AP or MP. Okay. So average product or AP is defined as the output. Output means the product per unit of variable input. Okay. So it is obtained by dividing total product by the quantity of variable factor. So how can we calculate average product? Average product of X1. Here X1 is the variable factor. So we have taken X1. AP of X1 is equal to total output divided by unit of variable input or variable factor. That is equal to TP divided by X1. Okay. So X1 is the unit of variable input. TP is the total product. When we divide TP by X1, we will get average product of X1 or average product of variable input. Okay. So for example, here first column is labor and second column representing total product. Then last one is the average product. If a producer employ 1 unit of labor, he can produce 10 unit of output. So average product is 10 by 1. That is total product divided by unit of variable factor. Here labor is the variable factor. So average product is equal to 10 by 1, that is 10. Then if an employer or if a firm employ 2 unit of labor, the total product is 24. Then the average product is 24 divided by 2, that is 12. Then if it is 3, 36 divided by 3, 12 is the average product. Okay students. Then next is marginal product, MP. It is defined as change in total product or output per unit of change in variable input while keeping other input or other factor remain unchanged or input fixed. Okay, that is known as marginal product. Okay, so it is a change in the total product due to application of one more unit or one less unit of variable factor. That is change in output due to change in variable factor. That is known as marginal product. Okay. Marginal means additional. So, the additional output due to additional increase in or additional point or additional application of one more unit of variable input, that is known as marginal product. So it can calculated by MP of n is equal to TP of n minus TP of n minus 1 or MP is equal to delta TP by delta x1. Okay, MP means marginal product, delta means change. This sign is used for, this delta sign is used for showing or indicating change in total product and change in variable factor. So in our example, x1 is the variable factor. So delta TP divided by delta x1, that is known as MP, marginal product. For example, in this table we can see labor, total product, average product and also marginal product. So if a producer employ 1 unit of labor, he can produce total product 10. Then the average product is also 10, because average product is equal to total product divided by variable unit of variable factor. Here variable factor is labor. So 10 divided by 1 is equal to 10. Then marginal product also 10. Okay. Then if a labor or if the quantity of labor increases, the total output or total product also increases. Okay. 24. So it increased from 10 to 24. When the variable factor increased from 1 to 2, the total product also increased from 10 to 24. So the average product is 24 divided by 2, that is 12. Then marginal product. What is the marginal product? MP is equal to Tn minus Tpn minus Tpn minus 1. That means Tpn, that is 24. 24 minus 10, that is 40. Okay. Then in the next case, that is if the labor quantity is 3, the total product is 36. So average product is equal to 36 divided by 3, that is 12. Then marginal product means 36 minus 24, that is equal to 12. Okay. So marginal product means additional to the total product by using additional unit of variable factor, that is known as marginal product. Okay. So if we deducting one from another from the total product, we will get marginal product. Okay. Then if we divide total product by the unit of variable product, variable factor, we will get average product. Okay. So this is same as the utility analysis or utility term, utility concept. Okay. So this is the concept related to short-run production function. With the help of this concept, we can explain the law of variable proportion.